It's really easy to describe what you won't do, but many of us believe that is the decision. To decide what you won't do is the end of the road, and it's not. The decision comes when you're able to say what you will do.
The key is to get started.
Most of us have learned in life that the word can't just isn't that interesting. Why do we say it's not a powerful word? Well, it's the word of a victim. I don't mean an actual victim. I mean what we talk about when we talk about the victim mentality. There's a way that people approach the world where nothing is ever their fault and they just can't fix it. And it's annoying because they have no voice, no agency, no power to affect change in their own lives. They can't. It's not their fault. Using the word can't puts us in the position of the victim. But what's interesting is it lacks power even when it's true. Let's imagine for a moment that I wanted to be a world-class jockey. That I had this great dream of being a jockey in the Kentucky Derby. That I was going to ride the fastest horse and win the race and then go on to win the Triple Crown. If you've met me, you would know how ridiculous that is. I'm too tall, I'm too big, I'm too heavy. I'm never going to be able to be a world-class jockey. I can't do it. I don't have the right stature. But here's the thing, I could still want it. I could still dream about it. I could still long for it. I could feel as though the world dealt me a bad set of cards given my dream. And I could still try. We've all seen people try things that they're just not good enough at. They can't do it. But in order to let go of the dream and align their hearts to something that they actually could do, they have to let go of the word can't and upgrade it to won't. Won't is a much more powerful word. To say I can't do something, it's not that interesting. But to actually stare it in the face and say I won't do it, even if they called, even if I had the opportunity, I won't go after that. You can hear the power. You can hear the decision, the decisiveness, the command of one's own life, the agency. But here's the problem. The list of things that you won't do is virtually endless. It goes on and on and on. It's the problem with trying to describe the negative space of life. There is a value to the won't though, because in the process of describing what you won't do, you do start to create the shape of something in the middle. I'm super uninterested in what you can't do. I find it interesting what you won't do. That is an upgrade and a more powerful, decisive language. But what I'm really after, what I really want to know is what will you do? That's where the real power is. Because now we're talking about something that is in the center of your vision, the center field, where you're going to go after it. I was on the phone this week with people, and this kept coming up. It's why I'm talking about it today. One guy said to me, he literally said, it was a beautiful moment. He goes, I'm not that really passionate about 90% of what there is in the world. And I've been meeting with this guy for a long time, and I know he's a passionate person. I know that there are things that get his fire lit. I know he's passionate, but he's right. He's not passionate about 90% of the things in the world. The statement was funny to me because it's obvious. Of course you're not passionate about 90% of the things in the world, but that doesn't make you not a very passionate person. When you turn your attention towards the 10% of things that you're passionate about, all of a sudden his passion just erupts, it explodes, it's palpable in the room, it creates incredible value for people around him, and he does incredibly valuable work about the things he's passionate about. But here's the problem or the difficulty with talking about what you will do. It's deeply vulnerable. It exposes and reveals your passion, and when our passions are exposed and revealed, we can be known. We can be understood. People can come to our aid and help us live into those things, but it also is about taking responsibility for them. We put ourselves on the hook, so to speak. We make claim to value, and then we have to live into it. Well, the truth is you don't have to. But if it's what you're passionate about, you just might. And when that happens, something else enters the field of view. The possibility that you might actually fail at it. And we're terrified of that. To go after our passions, to go after something that we actually will do, something that we are intrinsically motivated to do, it puts failure on the table. But it's not just failure, it's failure at work that matters. There's stakes involved. There's a scoreboard. Did we do it? Yes or no? Did it work? Did other people like it? And we're afraid that if we fail at doing something that we're passionate about, it might mean we're a failure at being something. And there's a huge difference between those two things. You can never fail at being you. You already are you. And of course you can fail at doing you. It doesn't always work out. It's kind of obvious when you say it that way, but man, those two things get mixed up in a way that makes it very difficult to actually execute on the will. So we say that can't, not a very powerful word. I'm not very interested in what you can't do, even if it's true. Won't? Now that's interesting. That's beginning to be your voice, but it's the description of negative space. And eventually you have to point at the thing that you will do. That's what a craftsman does. A person that is willing to put their whole self with intent into the learning of how to deliver value in a particular way. They fall in love with it. They're passionate about it. You've probably seen the quote that says, if you work from your passion, you'll never work a day in your life. I think they have that backwards. I think they have that connected to a version of work that nobody really wanted to do anyway. I think it's more accurate to say, if you work from your passion, you just might work the rest of your life. So figure out what you won't do in order to figure out what you will do, and then give yourself to it.